Welcome back, Towners. Today we're going to make some rib tips. Let's get it.
Alright guys, to start out this recipe here, we have our rib tips. We have about 2.5 to 3 pounds of rib tips here. The rib tips are basically the top half of a spare rib. Basically, they cut that portion off and basically turn it into a baby back rib. And this is the part that's basically left over. You can see the bone pattern along the strip of the rib, and you basically just take your knife and just cut in between each one to cut your sections up. You can do these in a 1 or 2 bone pattern. If you have a second bone, you'll have basically just more to bite into in between them. But we seasoned this up with some kosher salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder, and went ahead and mixed that all together. Here's a close-up of what the rib tips look like before we put them in the air fryer. For the air fryer, we just went ahead and just dumped them all into the air fryer. Don't worry about having to layer them or making sure they all touch or anything. They'll cook perfectly fine. This is what it looked like after the 10-minute mark. Here we just basically shook the whole basket. Just continue to shake it up until you saw the ones on the bottom come to the top. So that way any of the one that still had pink on them, just move them around and popped it back in the air fryer to let it continue cooking. I also did that again at the 5-minute mark just to shake it up a bit more. The air fryer does come with a metal rack that you can layer and put stuff on the top, but at a higher element. But I didn't want to put anything up there because I didn't want it to be too close to the heating source and possibly brown or burn for being cooked in there for about 20 minutes. Now here we are taking them out of the air fryer. We used some tongs to take them out because there was a lot of liquid that came out from the rib tips, a lot of fat rendered out of them. And so I didn't want to dump or pour them out into the bowl. So I just took them out with the tongs. Here is a close-up of what one of the rib tips look like. You can see the meat pulled back from the bone a bit and nice color on the rib tips. You can also see the seasoning all throughout it, just the salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Here's a close-up of how we just plated them up. We just took a bowl full of them and just placed them in a bowl. That's basically it. Nice color on these. You can see a little bit of crisp on them. Again, being in the air fryer on a raised rack allowed to get the airflow all throughout it, and nothing had to sit in any of its juices. And I was able to eat these with no sauce. Team no sauce here. No barbecue sauce or anything needed. They were just seasoned great. I was doing a taste test of it. Had to heat it with some Tabasco sauce before we got into it. And here is a close-up of what one of them looked like before, as they cooled down a bit. The flavor of these were great. Just this simple seasoning of just kosher salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder was enough to season this perfectly. And we went heavy with it. It was kind of like a very simple steak seasoning, just some heavy on the salt and pepper to get the flavor to come out of it. Taking a bite of it, you can see the rib completely clean from the bone, very easy. They were nice and tender, even though they were cooked only for the 20-minute mark in the air fryer, just because they were just cut just so small of a piece. Here is another close-up of one of the larger pieces. As you can see, it kind of shriveled down quite a bit because those were nice, large, square, rectangular shaped pieces, and you see all that fat that rendered out of them. You can also cook these in the oven if you like. If you do in the oven, just make sure you use a raised rack so again nothing sits in its juices. You can also deep fry them. Deep frying will be very well. I didn't feel like deep frying them due to all of the frying that we did during the Christmas, the turkey and ham and all that. Now again, if you cut these up, if you wanted to cut these up into 2 bones, it would be okay, because it would kind of be like you biting into a rib and just pulling them apart, eating them that way. You just have to work a little bit more, getting all the meat off from around it. But these things were great. The flavor that came out of these were perfect. You can just see the expression on my face. These things were good. I almost ate this whole bowl just while sitting here filming this little bit right here. If anyone has any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy.
Enjoy. And please subscribe. Enjoy.
Hey guys, as always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below.
All menu items are listed in the description box. And thank you guys for watching.